Good morning. Welcome back. It is Sunday. It is race day in Atlanta for the Cup Series. Hopefully they put on a good show down there today with the first first race of the playoffs for 2024. Today, though, we are going to look at some cards that I picked up at the flea market over in Anderson. Got them about a week or two ago. I think it was almost 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, it's 2 weeks ago. And there was a booth that had some NASCAR stuff in it, and they had two random boxes that were 500 count boxes. They weren't totally packed full, but they had them marked down, and I was like, I'm going to go ahead and snag them. So we're going to go through this stack of cards here. And these are really random throughout the years. Mostly mid and late 90s stuff, early 2000s stuff. So we're going to start off with an 02 trackside Jimmie Johnson. This is about the era I was getting back into it for the second time. I've had a couple spells where I wasn't doing much with the cards just because of money and jobs and space and etc. So we have a Jimmie Johnson Young Gun. That was something of the early 2000s. Gillette had that Young Guns with like Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, Johnson, Newman, a few other drivers. So the Young Guns moniker stuck for about a decade with different drivers. There's another Jimmie Johnson 02 trackside. 02 trackside's a good starter set, I think, and same with 02 Stealth. Lots of good pictures, lots of different drivers in that set. There's a very, very young Jimmie Johnson there. There's Jimmie Johnson's Busch Series car from 2001, I believe it was, or 2002. I can't really remember. We have a 92 Tracks Kyle Petty. This is at Phoenix. We have Richard Petty. That would be a nice one to send in to get TTM, I think. As would this one be, with the Pepsi flag flying in reverse. Steve Kinser, Legendary World of Outlaws. And these are some silver electrics from the 95 Upper Deck Series 2 set. Steve Grissom, driving for Diamond Ridge. Dave Marcus picked up Olive Garden sponsorship in 95. Johnny Andretti in the first year for the Kranifuss Haas team. And that is not Gene Haas. That would be Carl Haas of IndyCar fame. Davy Jones, road racer, came in, attempted a partial season for Rookie of the Year, ended up getting released. Or he started off full-time, and then he got released part of the way through the season, is the way I should say it. Derek Cope had probably his best season, even though he won 2 races in 90. Ended up 15th in points that year. Dale Jarrett, only year driving the Texaco Haviland 28. Rusty Wallace. Got a couple of Rusty here. Just spoke about Dale Jarrett a minute ago. Terry Labonte, 2-time Cup Series champion, had a decent year in 95. Ken Schrader had that big flip at Talladega in 95. Ricky Rudd, where did he win at in 95? See here, 94 he won a couple races first year as an owner driver. 95 he won at Phoenix, okay, because they were really getting it to the end. Ted Musgrave, best career season, finished 7th in points in 95. Again, Johnny Andretti. Somebody that will probably never be in the NASCAR Hall of Fame, but should, Smokey Yunick. Here we have a 97 Press Pass Blue. I can't remember if it's Torkers or Scorchers, but David Green. We have a Ward Burton. This is a parallel from, what is that, 01 Stealth. Mike Skinner, this is a parallel, and I think they're, G, so it's going to be gold. Excuse me, I believe what it is. This is a base card from 97 Upper Deck. Can't remember if it was Victory, Road to the Cup or Victory Circle set, but it's one of the cards near the end of the base set, talking about the last Cup race at the time at North Wilkesboro. There you go. Of course, now they run the All-Star race there. Radioactive, a insert set from 96 Max Odyssey. So you got Michael Waltrip, Ward Burton, and you see the perforations in these cards. You could stand them up a certain way, and I apologize for having to clear my throat. Just, again, sinuses are going crazy right now. We have a Sterling Marlin car. It looks like we have a couple Sterling Marlin cars. Another Ward Burton and a DW. 1997 Autographed Racing. Was this? This wasn't a Pinnacle brand. This was Scoreboard. So Jeff Burton, Sterling Marlin, and I like the design of these cars. They're pretty simple, but there's a lot of flair to them. I think they look nice. Robert Presley. Drove for Diamond Ridge in 97. Ricky Rudd, 97. He won at Dover and Indy. Lake Speed. Drove a part-time season for Melling. Ernie Irvan ran a Davey Allison throwback at Talladega, and this was the era where they were starting to do throwbacks. Michael Waltrip ran a Dalmatian scheme. I can't remember where he ran that at. I want to say Atlanta. Could be wrong. DW, his last full year as an owner-driver. Got Trickle there driving for Junie Donlevy. Mark Martin, probably not the best Valvoline paint scheme, but all his schemes were very, very well known. DJ with the Quality Care Ford Credit for Robert Yates Racing. We've seen Sterling a minute ago. Kyle Petty, first full season as a car owner. Bobby Hamilton drove for Petty Enterprises, and there's the 43 Bobby drove. Several iconic paint schemes. Morgan Shepherd drove for Richard Jackson, then for Jasper, then back to Richard Jackson. Ernie Irvan. There's the famous number 3, Dale Earnhardt. Sterling Marlin's last year in the 4 car. That's when they added that ribbon. I think it added a little bit of touch to a car that hadn't seen much change in years. And Robbie Gordon, the Coors Light car. Going to go to the second part of this stack. Got the Blue Ribbon series, which was a sister set. This actually came from the Made in America set, which is a sister set to the Odyssey set. So Blue Ribbon, again, perforated cards. You could stand these up. So you got Derek Cope, Johnny Andretti, Ricky Craven, drove for Larry Hedrick. There's the DW car. We've seen that one in the Radioactive set, as we've seen the Sterling Marlin. Jeff Green was the Busch Series driver for DEI at the time. We've got some Night Quest. Always like this, because they had they did a crest or a shield with the driver's sponsor colors. Ernie Irvan. You see Bill Elliott. Race Sharks was another set during this time. These are first bite parallels. Very, very creative. And this, I believe, was a Wheels brand. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm just fighting this really, really badly today. Darrell Waltrip, first bite. Kenny Schrader. Joe Nemechek. I believe that was his second year as an owner-driver. No, he was racing for Sabatis in 97, but it had his uniform from the year before. Joe Gibbs, Football Hall of Famer. He'll probably be, I don't know if he's in the NASCAR Hall of Fame yet or not. I'll have to look that one up. Ricky Craven. Robert Presley. We've got 2 Robert Presleys. Mike Wallace. Then we have a Rookie Thunder. The update checklist, which I thought was pretty cool, because those were the, I don't want to call them short prints, but they were harder to get cards in that set. Then crew chiefs and crew members were known as wizards in the Night Quest set. So you got Cecil Gordon, who's a crew chief for Jimmy Spencer at the 23 car, but he was also a former driver back in the 70s and early 80s. Steve Meal. We have Brett Bodine, owner-driver. Kyle Petty. Michael Waltrip. Then we have some treasure chests from the Crown Jewel series here. Steve Grissom. He was released mid-season, or actually he was just sat out. He wasn't released till at the end of 97 or 96. Joe Nemechek, that would have been his second year as owner-driver in the Cup Series. Brett Bodine, who had bought the Junior Johnson team from the year before. Robert Presley in his second season with Leo Jackson. Or no, it was Andy Petrie's team at the time, wasn't it? Yeah. Excuse me. No, it may have still been Leo Jackson's, and it was just switching over. 96 were, 90 Reflections 96. This is going to be from 97 Upper Deck, either Victory Circle or Road to the Cup. Championship Reflections. So they had the top 10 drivers in this set, insert set. Sterling Marlin Winston Winner from Zenith 95. Or is that Zenith 96? I get those. Yep, it says 95. Predator First Slash. Again, this was mid-90s when they were just going all out on making so many sets of cards. Wally Dallenbach. Dave Marcus. Jason Keller in the Busch Series. Steve Meal. Bobby Labonte in his second season or third season. Yeah, 95. So 97 would have been his third season in that car. Ward Burton on the comeback trail during this time. Had a couple rough seasons at Bill Davis Racing. Jeff Fuller was a full-time Busch Series guy. There's Jeff Green once again, 96 Crown Jewel treasure chest. Then we have the 93 Max. Again, I'm kind of warming up to this set too. Really like there's a lot of information on each one of these cards on the back, so they're kind of fun. Great TTMs because they're not super glossy at all. Kyle Petty once again. 95 Images, John Force. I believe that is the base card and not, yeah, that is the base card and not the promo card. Alan Quickie, Winston Cup champ in 92. Richard Petty, final season in 1992. Alan Sir Jr. ran one cup race in 93, the Daytona 500. And then we had a rookie card here of Jack Roush in 89 Max, off-centered, a little bit left to right. And the final bit of cards here, I put these in top loaders. Got a 97 Predictor, Jimmy Spencer. And you could scratch off 1, 2, or 3 of these items, and based on the race. And, of course, you had to wait for the race to end to know, you know, to scratch these off to see if he could win. And there were different tiers of prizes. Had some 88 Max in here. So you got Bobby Allison, Benny Parsons, Harry Gant there in 1987 at Charlotte. What was the name of that card? That's just a base card. Didn't have a title or anything. Kenny Schrader, 1985 Rookie of the Year. First year in Hendrick at 88. Connie Saylor, journeyman driver. There's some information there. Not complete stats on most of these drivers because they weren't widely available, but Connie did have a top 10 in Atlanta in 1978 that's not listed there. Sterling Marlin, have a couple of Sterling Marlin rookie cards. Of course, they did have all of Sterling's stats, and there you see he'd only had 100 starts to that point at the beginning of 88 and only a handful of top 5 finishes. His career would take off when he got to the 4 car. Steve Park rookie card, got a couple of those from the 97 autographed racing set, so there's some info about Steve. He had yet to make a cup start at that point. Very iconic card here, Dale Earnhardt with his sons Dale Jr. on the left, Kerry on the right. Charlotte 1992 Victory Lane, his only win of 92, and a rookie card of Robbie Gordon is going to wrap us up here. There you see his cup starts through 1996. He had ran a couple races in 91, one in 93, and a couple here and there before he went for Rookie of the Year in 1997. So that has been our flea market finds for the day. This is part 2, and will be this is the final part of the installment of the cards that we picked up a couple weeks ago over at the flea market in Anderson in the random boxes, I guess you could call. There's just a couple boxes, 500 count boxes. Thought they were really fun. I always like those mystery boxes because you never know what you can find. As you can see, we got a few cool rookie cards in there. So for me, it was well worth it. I'm going to inspect those Marlins a little bit closer. May submit those to PSA as I am working on a PSA 10 Max set from 1988. So before we close out, just want to make sure to let everybody know to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because we are getting closer to getting to 2,500 subs, and you don't want to miss out on the opportunity at the giveaway that we will be having when we do crest that 2,500 mark. As of this morning, we were still at 2426, so we're less than 75 away. I anticipate that we'll probably hit 2,500 subs at our current growth rate right around the middle of November. That's, you know, just looking at trends, looking at averages, and etc., etc. So it could be sooner, could be later. But hey, if you get the opportunity to get in on the giveaway, it's right before Christmas there, so it'd be kind of a fun little thing for if you were able to win what we're going to have. And like I say, I don't want to do any hints or anything about what we may be doing for the giveaway, but I think everybody will enjoy it. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow.